everyone, I'm Amelia and I'm 5 years old.
Hi, I'm Zosha and I'm 7 years old.
Hey, this is Mommy.
What's up, everyone? I'm Daddy.
And you're listening to
It's movie night, and this week we watched
E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial.
Universal Pictures and Amblin Entertainment put out this live-action film in 1982. It's rated PG and has a runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes. Universal didn't put out too many kid-friendly movies around this time. The only one was The Dark Crystal. However, they did put out the musical Annie, and I know I watched that as a kid.
This movie is about an alien who's accidentally stranded on Earth and connects with a human boy named Elliot. After some time, though, E.T. becomes sick, so Elliot, with the help of his siblings, must find a way to help E.T. before it gets worse.
Some familiar faces and voices in this movie. Elliot is played by Henry Thomas. He is Davy in Cloak and Dagger and Cody from the movie The Quest. Gertie is played by Drew Barrymore. I think we've all heard this name. She is Akima in Titan A.E., Maggie in Curious George, and the voice of Chloe from Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Keyes is played by Peter Coyote, who is Bill Davis in Patch Adams, but I remember him most as Reverend Sullivan in A Walk to Remember.
The mom, Mary, is played by Dee Wallace. She was Donna Trenton in Cujo, Helen Brown in Critters, and Mother from Rockadoodle. And the director of this movie is a small-time director. You guys may or may not have heard of him. It's Steven Spielberg. He made a few indie movies like Jaws and Jurassic Park, Hook, and Ready Player One. You know, just a few little names.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Amelia, start us off. Did you learn anything from E.T.?
I learned that all aliens are not scary. E.T. was very nice.
E.T. was nice, so this is a good spin for kids that, yeah, you see some movies that aliens scare us, like the movie Aliens, but not this one. Zosha, what did you learn?
I learned that you should trust your brother and sister to help you.
Yeah, Elliot gets a lot of help from his brother and sister in this movie, and it's just a wonderful relationship to see.
That's a good lesson. Mommy, did you learn anything from this movie?
I did. I learned that friends come from the most unexpected places. You can be as different as a boy and an alien, yet have the most beautiful friendship. What about you, Daddy?
I actually learned the same exact lesson. Just because you're different doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't be friends. I'm very much a nerd. I like Batman, movies, collecting figures, but I have some friends who like to work on machines or watch sports, and that's just not my thing, but I'm still friends with these people. So yeah, unexpected places can find friends.
So there's a scene where Elliot lays candy out to lure E.T. into his house. Does anybody remember what candy it was?
Reese's Pieces.
It was Reese's Pieces. So I would like to know, what candy would you use to lure an alien into your home? Oh, Amelia's ready to go.
Hershey Kisses.
Hershey Kisses. Is there any particular type of Hershey Kiss? Because there's so many nowadays.
Cookies and cream.
Ooh, those are good ones. Those have a little bit of a crunch to them from like an Oreo. I'd follow them. Daddy, what would you use?
I have a lot of candies that I like to sit down and eat that are my favorites, but I think that I can nonstop eat dark chocolate almonds. Like, somebody would have to take a bag away from me. So that's what I would use.
That's an easy one to keep going with. I agree.
How about you, Zosha? What candy would you use?
I wouldn't use candy.
You wouldn't use candy. What would you use then?
Girl Scout Thin Mint Cookies.
Ooh, okay.
They are the most popular Girl Scout cookie, so...
Mommy, how about you?
I would do Butterfingers, but ideally I would like them to be the Butterfinger BBs, but in 2006, dreams were crushed and they were discontinued. But much like Daddy's chocolate-covered almonds, I feel like that's an addicting one that you could just, pop in your mouth and keep going, just like the Reese's Pieces.
I mean, hey, they brought Twinkies back after a while, so maybe you'll get some Butterfinger BBs in the future.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Who is everybody's favorite character? Zosha, you go first.
E.T. is my favorite.
Ooh, why is E.T. your favorite?
Because he's kind to Elliot.
He is very kind to Elliot. Kind of scares him at first, though.
Yeah.
Would you be scared?
No.
So you're super brave.
Mm-hmm. Amelia, how about you?
I like the older brother Michael.
Ooh, that's my favorite character, too. What do you like about him, Amelia?
Because he's funny.
He is pretty funny. He's like the comedic relief of the movie. He's also just a genuine big brother who, where in the beginning of the movie, he kind of picks on Elliot, teases him, just like a normal brother would do. But by the middle part of the movie, he is just by Elliot's side the entire time. From the get-go, Elliot's saying like, hey, man, I need you to do this for me. Can you do this? Can you protect him? Can you help me out? And Michael's there the whole time. And it's just wonderful. Everyone wants a big sibling like this.
They do. They have a wonderful bond.
Absolutely. How about you, Mommy? Who is your favorite character?
So my favorite character is actually Elliot. He was just so naturally his age in emotion, demeanor, etc., but he still held a sense of wisdom with the way he treated and helped E.T. that was beyond his years. But I really liked how multifaceted his character was.
Elliot was great. He's an amazing actor.
As a child actor, too, blew it out of the water.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to ask this question a little bit early. Girls, was E.T. scary? Not the movie. Was the character E.T. scary?
No.
Amelia, do you think E.T. was scary?
Yes.
You do, Amelia. What do you think was scary?
When Elliot threw the ball inside the shed and then it came right back.
Ooh, yeah, that was a very horror element that Steven Spielberg brought to this movie. So I agree with you with that one.
I even was like, nope. I'd be back in my house.
Yep. So, Amelia, would you have been friends with E.T.?
Yes, because I want to dress him up.
Okay, we'll get to that scene pretty soon. How about you, Zosha? Would you have been friends with E.T.?
Of course.
What would you want to do together, Zosha?
Play baseball.
Ooh, okay.
He's pretty fast. How about you, Mommy? Did you think that E.T. himself was scary?
The neck thing kind of got me. Like, that was more creepy, but I wouldn't say he was scary, no.
Oh, okay. Would you have been friends with him?
Yes.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want to be friends with an alien if they're kind? You know, if they're not the kind that are like, hey, we're here to experiment on you, I'd be all for
Here
it.
to take over the world.
Would you?
No, I thought E.T. was scary, so I would not have been his friend.
You would have went back in the house and called the cops?
Yep, I'd have been out of there.
I need animal control in my shed, please.
Amelia, what was your favorite scene?
I like when Michael hits his head on the ceiling.
Ooh, yes. So Elliot shares some news with Michael that causes him to jump right into the ceiling, and that's all we're going to say about that.
Daddy, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the movie is when Gertie gets home earlier than everybody else, and she takes E.T. and she dresses him up in a dress and a wig and a hat. It's super funny. But something additional that she does is she teaches E.T. how to speak. So when Elliot and Michael get home, he's saying actual words.
And I love how Gertie is so nonchalant about it. She's just like, oh yeah, he talks now.
She does. So he says things like,
Be good.
Be good. I taught him that too.
and then in this scene we also get AFI's number 15 most popular movie quote, which is,
Phone home.
and it's super cool.
It is. It's such a fun scene. And that closet, like, can we just talk about the closet for a minute?
The closet's huge.
Yeah, I want a closet like that.
It's cool because it connects Elliot and Gertie's room, too.
I even like their big stuffies inside there.
Oh, we knew you'd like the stuffies.
Of course, of course. How about you, Mommy? What was your favorite scene?
I love the Halloween scene where they trick the mom into thinking that E.T. is Gertie to get him out of the house, so he's dressed as a ghost. It's such a wholesome moment of the kids working together, and even though they're being sneaky, it's for the greater good.
Yes, that was a very cool scene. And something that's fun that happens in that scene is that they're walking and they're trick-or-treating, and you get to see Yoda. The little kid is dressed as Yoda, and that's because George Lucas, the maker of Star Wars, and Steven Spielberg, the maker of this movie, were friends, and he wanted to have that little nod. So it was awesome.
How about you, Zosha? What was your favorite scene?
I like when the boys are riding their bikes through the desert and they hop over a guy.
They do hop over a guy, but why?
They're being chased by bad guys.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense scene, but they do some BMX-style biking. It's pretty cool.
I would be scared to do it, but it looks pretty cool.
So E.T. makes Elliot's bike fly, and it's magical. What's something you would like to fly?
That's a good question. I'm assuming that you're insinuating a mode of transportation that can fly, so I'm going to go with a cruise ship. I think that it would be like the movie The Fifth Element, where they take this cruise ship into space, and I like cruise ships, and I think space is pretty cool. I know our friend Adam would join me for this on a cruise ship in space, but yeah, that's my answer. I would want a cruise ship that can fly.
The final frontier with a buffet.
Yes.
I like it.
How about you, Zosha? What would you want to fly in?
A car.
A car? Any particular type of car?
A turquoise Jeep.
Okay, a turquoise Jeep. Kind of like a Harry Potter thing going on, just with a Jeep. I like it.
Amelia, how about you? What do you want?
I would like a motorcycle.
Ooh, what would your motorcycle look like?
It's going to be white with blue snowflakes and Elsa on it.
Ooh, I like that.
So particular.
Let it go.
How about you, Mommy?
I would want the pirate ship ride vehicle from the Flight of Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom because it makes you feel like you're flying, but I want that ship to actually fly.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd feel like I'm going to Neverland, even if I was just going to get groceries, you know?
That's a good pick. So the last time I watched E.T. was maybe 23 years ago. I was about 9 or 10, and I didn't like it. So this was an interesting revisit for me. Some positives. E.T., although I said he was scary looking, he looks fantastic. He's an interesting design, and it's a practical puppet or a kid that's inside of a suit. Something I don't usually bring up, but I have to for this movie, is the cinematography. Girls, cinematography is the art of movies. So when you look at a picture and you say, wow, that's a pretty picture, but with video. This movie had a lot of wow, that's a pretty picture for me. And then lastly, this is the second week in a row that we have a movie with a music score from the great John Williams. And it's brilliant and just elevates the film so much. Some negatives. While I enjoyed the story and the pacing, the girls were bored at times and Mommy thought that it could move a lot faster. And then the mom in this movie has her own problems she's dealing with that Mommy's going to hit on in a moment. And she's a fine actress, but she's extremely unlikable, and most parents watching are sure to talk to their TV saying, why are you doing that? But then again, you'll remember, it's the 80s, and that's just how it was. As for an age recommendation, despite some of the lulls, I think the girls did like this movie. And since Amelia's 5, I'm going to go 5 and up.
Some parental guidance. Language. So this is PG for the 80s. Nowadays, I'd say there's enough language to make it PG-13. The older brother Michael uses language you would expect at his age of around 15, and Elliot calls Michael a name that's funny, but definitely inappropriate. Violence. There's a part where the kids come in contact with the government. The government is trying to stop the kids because they want E.T. and they have guns. It's so messed up to be using guns to intimidate children. Fun fact about this, Steven Spielberg also realized how messed up it was and had the rifles removed in the movie's 20th anniversary version. So depending on what version you watch, it might be different. So the girls already mentioned what they thought was scary about this movie, but there are quite a few intense scenes. Elliot's first encounter with E.T. is a bit of a jump scare, and this movie just does a great job at building anticipation. Another part that could be scary is when E.T. gets sick, his appearance changes greatly, and it could rattle some kids. Grown-up stuff, this family is dealing with divorce and the loss of their father, and there are a few scenes that hit on that emotion. The government wanting to get involved with E.T. made our kids ask questions as well. They didn't understand why they wanted to take E.T., so we had to explain that sometimes humans aren't that great. We fear the things we don't know and want to have some sense of control, but that's not always the right way to go about things. The last thing I want to mention is the scene where we see the extent of Elliot and E.T.'s connection for the first time. E.T. is at home exploring and raiding the fridge. While in the fridge, he discovers an adult beverage and drinks the whole can. E.T. becomes intoxicated, which then causes Elliot to appear intoxicated at school, and things just go awry. Not the best move by Spielberg because the comedy glorifies a bad behavior in kids' eyes. And then cry factor. Be prepared to shed some tears. There were a couple different parts that got Maddie and I. However, this is the first movie that Amelia has ever gotten deeply emotional for. The end of the movie made her cry, and it took probably a full 30 minutes to get her to completely recover.
So Rotten Tomato critics have this movie certified fresh at 99%.
Wow, that is the highest movie we've ever covered.
It is, and that is a definite thumbs up. And audiences give it a 72%, which is a thumbs middle. Let's see how it holds up in our house. Zosha, do you give E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial a thumbs up, a thumbs middle, or a thumbs down?
10 thumbs up.
10 thumbs up. All right. Amelia, what do you give this movie?
Thumbs middle.
A thumbs middle. I respect it. Mommy, what do you give this movie?
I'm going to give this movie a thumbs middle. I kind of want to give it a thumbs up, but because of the pacing issues, I'm going to keep it as a high middle.
Hey, that's okay.
What about you, Daddy?
So like I said, I watched this when I was younger, and I did not like it at all, and I am going to veer away from that heavily. I enjoyed this movie so much, I am giving it a thumbs up. This is probably one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies at this point.
Really? Does it pass Hook, though? Hitting you with a hard question here. I could see the eyes racing.
I'm going to say it's better than Hook. I do enjoy Hook, but I didn't cry in Hook, so this emotionally was so much more for me, and I liked it a lot.
All right, I'll give you that, but also Rufio.
So this is the start of our next 4 Halloween episodes. So from 1 to 10, 10 being super scary and 1 being not scary at all, how would you guys rank E.T. in scary? Zosha?
I would give it a 1.
Also not scary at all?
Nope.
Okay. How about you, Amelia? What do you give this movie?
A 5.
A 5, okay, so it's pretty scary for you.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Mommy, what do you think?
If I'm going to take into account children as well, I would go with 3, just because of those jump scares.
I was going to say the same thing. A 3 sounds pretty solid for kids.
All right.
And if any of you would like to add E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial to your movie night list, it is currently streaming on Peacock or available across platforms.
And after watching, let us know if you give it thumbs up, thumbs middle, or thumbs down.
And when you want to let us know what you think about the movie, please find us on social media. We like to post pictures of us on our movie nights, letting you know what snacks and sweets we're eating. We post a dad joke as well as a sneak peek clip themed to the episode coming out that week. It's a fun place to hang out.
Our Facebook is It's Movie Night, and our Instagram is It's Movie Night Pod.
Thank you for listening.
Join us next week for another movie night.
Bye.
Bye.